Okay, first thing that I have to say before I talk about the thing. Remember when you guys got a call to do a video for an international star?
Yeah.
And they needed girls? What if it was this video? Do you remember that?
Oh,
What was
when did this come out? That's true.
Didn't this just come out?
This just got released like a couple days ago. Days ago as of filming. Yeah.
And see how basic the setup is? They could have easily shot that and released it as quickly as they had.
Yeah.
I feel like it was this video.
Oh, it probably was.
What was this? They were asked to be.
We got a casting call for female instrumentalists.
Yeah, but it was based on, I think, on the look. They wanted the look, but then they also wanted to know if you could play instruments, and they were like, wait, no. So then
I was out of town.
They were perfect.
Yeah.
Monroe, they were like, yes, Monroe, do it. Like, let's go do it. And I sent the email, and they're like, perfect. Now please send us a video of you playing a guitar. And I was like, I don't play the guitar. I don't play.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
It's probably was this video.
Anyway. Damn.
Who knows?
But it could have been
anyway. 29.
So it could have been that, yeah. So really quick. No, but for real. I feel like for the first time I'm seeing Demi Lovato. Like I've never been into her, despite how incredible her vocals are and every other release. Some songs were hits. I totally get the earworm of it all and whatever. But in terms of who she was, I never felt her ever until this video. I was like, oh my God, there she is. It's like I saw it in her eyes. Like I'm like, her soul is like piercing through. Maybe it was always there, but for me at least, it's just cutting through more than it ever has. And I'm so happy to see it. It makes me appreciate her as an artist and her vocals even more, and just kind of like her journey. Because I'm not gonna lie, there's been stories in the press and different things like that with Demi Lovato where I'm not gonna lie, I read it and kind of like low-key judged her. Like, what is that? And like this. But I don't know, something about this moment alone, like I feel like I'm understanding her journey, at least from what we've been told, a little bit more. And that makes me really happy to be able to experience that. This song was brilliant. Like it gives me such a throwback vibe. It takes me back to like the Nirvana days and like so many other artists that came out during that kind of grunge era. And hip hop, okay, this is my last thought. I was very happy when hip hop started to take over in the music industry. Like hip hop became like literally the top of top for so long. But it's been up there for so long that now a lot of rap for me is just straight up trash. Like a lot of these male rappers, female rappers that are coming out, there's a handful of good ones, but a lot of trash ones. And it's getting so tired. This like rock reemergence, I really do hope that it comes up there and just kind of like gives hip hop a break, because we need, to me, there's substance, there's lyrics, there's messages, there's talent, there's vocal ability, there's production in that the world needs to start experiencing this again. Like music today in a lot of ways has become entertainment and not music. I keep talking to Leah every time I'm Sorry.
Season 5, welcome
back. I'm like talking to Leah.
Leah's like, we get it.
Like, okay. No, but and so sonically, musically, lyrically, substance-wise, like this needs to, like this, the Måneskin's, the Olivia Rodrigos, there's so many of these artists. I think like Fifi Dobson and Avril are also coming back.
Yeah.
I hope that it just gives balance to the music industry, because we need artists like that. And like Demi Lovato, amazing job.
No, go ahead.
You could have been in the video with this entire look, by the way.
I was like, we know that I love the rock tunes.
Yes.
I was raised like just all of this from the moment that I was like, am I in the band? But from the moment that actually, just to your point, and we all know that Zach loves a good analogy. So from the moment that she had a mic in her hand in this video, I was just like, the comment that I had to myself was like, that mic belongs in her hand. Like it's just like it was like her their weapon. It's like when they're connected with
scepter.
With like the a Jedi with his lightsaber. Like I think it's like her battlefield weapon. And about the getting her, I think the frequency on like the radio station, it was like and you're like playing with a knob, and it's like with that mic in her hand, and this is kind of like a message that like, you know, she's sharing her raw kind of, you know,
truth.
Yeah, her truth on it. It was like I was connected to that frequency, and I would agree with you that I really like saw her, and I felt for her, and I thought she obviously, yes, she sounded great, and I followed Demi and been a fan at various points and kind of come in and out, but whatever the oscillation that is happening at this, the frequency is one that I am tuning into, and I understand. Like I'm with it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this song that we listened to just now, it reminds me of the original Demi, like when Demi first came out.
Yeah.
And so I've seen Demi live now maybe 3 or 4 times. But I remember the first time I ever saw her was at the Budweiser stage here in Toronto. And she had just gotten the role of Camp Rock. And she was on tour with the Jonas Brothers. And I remember she was the opener. And I'll never forget it, she was in her like she was in her like little cut off, it kind of looked like Zach, to be honest with you. I'm flattered, I remember hearing her sing, and I was just like, this girl can fucking sing. And she was out there singing rock music like this. And she felt so comfortable and like held her own on that stage. And you know, she's been in the limelight for most of her life, and she has been through a lot of shit, from addiction, from, you know, fighting death, from having survivor's guilt. She talks about that a lot.
And being in relationships with grown men.
Yeah, and what I find by reading these comments that people are saying about her is they're like, oh, well, you know, she talked so highly about Wilmer. And this is just, she has never yet said it was about him.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that this is what it was about per se. However, what people are speculating is that it was based off of that relationship. And why people are kind of like, well, you know, Demi's saying this again, or here we go, Demi's talking shit again, or Demi's on some crazy rant. And it's like, people go through trauma in their lives, and sometimes they don't know how to process things.
Yeah.
And trauma is never something that you could just say, oh, I went through that. It's like, no, I went through it. I was in it deep, and I tried to get out, or I thought I was fine, but then I found me getting back into that trauma, and it's healing
process.
is never linear.
Yeah.
Someone put it so beautifully yesterday, and they said, some things we don't get over, they just become a part of us.
Yes. Yeah.
And so just to that point, I thought that was beautifully put in that
Yeah.
way.
So what I will say is, music is so, it's full of expression, and she is expressing herself. And even if this is a thought that she had 5 years ago, she's still singing it today because it was a part of her story.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean that she still feels this way and she's vengeful, or maybe she is vengeful. Who knows? However, this is fantastic, and I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of her for being who she is and finally feeling like she is in control. And addiction is all about control. And the fact that she has control now of her life, for what it seems, that makes me very happy for her, and I am a fan. So I hope to see her making more music like this live, because she deserves it. Because this is what her voice was made for. Was this?
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a speech.
No, that was great. That was a
that's
great
great.
speech.
Yeah.
That was a great speech. And I love that this video, I was gonna say, this is a live performance video.
Yeah.
And there was no music video, because I'm like, exactly that, like her being able to do what she does and hold her weapon and just tell the story. I think that was kind of the most important part of this video. It was like, I'm just here sharing my truth with all of you.
Yeah.
I did read, so I mean, like, she hasn't outright said it, but she did say very clearly that, like, writing this song was part of processing her own experiences, and when she turned 29, that was a like eye-opener for her, that she didn't start processing it until she turned 29 and then looked back and was like,
wait a
whoa,
minute, yeah.
I'm actually not okay with that. Like
Yeah.
that happened for her.
Yeah.
And so she wrote this song as part of processing what she was finally really like understanding. And I do think that that's a really like, a lot of people people were saying like, she talked so well about him and she said the relationship was so great and she pursued him, but so many people are defending him like he wasn't the one who wanted her. She talked about how she like pursued him for so long before he gave in. But I'm like, she's there saying like at 17 you think it's a beautiful thing that like you got this amazing cool celebrity older guy, like you think it's of course, but you're only 17. Like what is consent when you, any 17-year-olds, I'm not like downplaying your experiences, but there's so much to experience in the world before you really, really fully understand who you are and what your needs are and what your boundaries are.
And you know what? And it's 10 times heavier and different when you're a child in the public eye.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
That too.
realm to exist in. I just really quickly, really, no, but for real, really quick. It's so interesting to me how we have other people who were not there, had nothing to do. They were never there to see them in the relationship, but people in the commenting or making videos and talking about things that they don't know about. I just think that's so interesting. Like you're chiming in on her relationship.
Yeah.
She was in the relationship.
Yeah.
So who is anybody to be like, well, he did this and he did that? Bitch, you weren't there.
Yeah, and people
I
can
can't
change
stand
their
it.
minds.
Yeah.
People have authority to change
weird.
their minds on a topic and to evolve with their emotions on something.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that, to your point, that she's singing it today, she could be talking about her experience in abstract historically, as you mentioned, but it could also be that she's commenting on how that kind of dynamic still persists in the world today.
That's what I was about to say. I'm like, I think it's, I'm glad that she's telling this story and giving that, because even for a lot of 17-year-olds who might be in a similar situation, to see someone on the other side of it and how they're processing it later on, to be like, you know what? I'm understanding something that like I myself don't see, but I appreciate Demi Lovato for sharing her story. And I think that is the beautiful part of art and of music, that like I'm grateful to her for being so vulnerable.
Yeah.
That was one thing that she said, like this release out of all the songs that she's done felt very vulnerable to like put that out into the world. So I'm just glad. I think it was beautiful.
Agreed.
Playlist order. That's a playlist for me.
That's a playlist for me.
It's a playlist for me.
It's a great
It's
song.
been on my playlist, so.
Playlist. all that's in my head is a whoa,
oh, 17, 29. Okay.
Come on, y'all.
Come on.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to Reverse React Season 5. Where we hopped on the internet plane to the States to check out Demi Lovato. If you like what you are seeing and hearing and you are enjoying the Reverse vibes, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe down below to the Reverse Live channel, where you will get more of Zach, Mineral Justice, and Khadija. And guys, remember, as always, you are beautiful, worthy, valued, and loved, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.